Hi, everybody. I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Pat Cavlin here with a look at your forecast. Bit of a deeper dive here on KHOU 11 Plus. We have a lot to talk about, not because we're going to see any rain or storms, but just because it's going to turn suddenly brutally hot as we get into the next few days. Today, though, was perfection. We had a lot of sunshine out there. We had warm temperatures and we had low humidity. And that really is the key, as we know here in Southeast Texas. 84 the high temperature at 3 o'clock today. Woke up at 61 in the city. We had 50s farther north and, north of the area. We can kiss all of that goodbye. Look at the records here. 92, the record for today. We will be that and beyond as we get into tomorrow. And that'll stick around as we get through the rest of the week. Sunset tonight at 8:06. Numbers right now, 70s and 80s. It feels great outside. And again, with the lower humidity, it actually feels a degree or two cooler than these numbers. But notice, it is warmer as you go west of the city and cooler out to the east. That has a lot to do with the pattern that we're about to turn into here, getting away from those cooler numbers. So, bottom line, heat will build, and it will build rapidly. We go from comfortable and warm weather today to muggy, miserable, and hot tomorrow, all the way through the middle and even the end of the upcoming week. It all has to do with what's happening in the upper levels of the atmosphere, because at the surface, nothing is really changing. Over the weekend, we had cool temperatures, low humidity, couple clouds, stray shower or two, not a washout, but it was really nice. And it was a treat for us here for mid-May. Typically this time of year, we could go as high as the 90s, as we've seen. But this cold pocket in the upper level of the atmosphere kept temperatures on the cooler side. Now, obviously it wasn't cold here in Southeast Texas, but that cold air translates to cooler temperatures at the surface. So we've been under the influence of that upper level load the last few days. Back to the west, there has been a building area of high pressure. Think of the atmosphere as a seesaw. One area, you see a dip in the jet stream with cooler weather, so the other side has to kind of grow and build, and you get this building ridge. That ridge of high pressure will eventually start to translate in our direction, and that is going to mean above normal temperatures for us, and the below normal temperatures are eventually going to scoot off towards the east. So there's that cold pocket that I was just talking about. That exits stage right. High pressure quickly fills in behind it, and it doesn't go anywhere. It stays in place across the Gulf, across Texas, and it builds in intensity, not just for the next few days, but for the upcoming week to 10 days. And as long as that is in place, our weather will be sunny and dry, which is nice. We're not talking about rainy or stormy weather, but it's going to be brutally hot. We're talking about summertime heat in May, and that's going to stay with us for the foreseeable future. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center keeping temperatures above normal for the entire south and southeastern areas all the way through May 22nd. So that's another 10 days down the road that we're going to see this heat remain. And the core of it, I think, the highest probability of seeing temperatures stay above normal includes us here in Southeast Texas, getting into South Texas towards the U.S.-Mexico border. So how hot are we talking? We go from temperatures in the 80s today right up to the mid-90s for tomorrow. So a 10-degree temperature jump in just one day. After that, we jump to the upper 90s for Wednesday and Thursday, and that's in the city. I think once you get even farther north and farther west, closer to that ridge of high pressure, we can see temperatures easily triple digits. Places like Conroe, Spring, getting into Brenham, the Woodlands, up towards Huntsville. So we have our two hottest days will be Wednesday and Thursday. After that, we stay hot, but we slowly start to drop back into the mid-90s through the weekend, and then hopefully the lower 90s as we get into the start of next week. Remember, our normal high temperature this time of year is 86 degrees. We're not going to be anywhere near that for the next 10 days. We won't be the only ones enjoying this heat either. This is going to take over the entire state. In fact, areas to our west are going to see it really badly. Heat advisories already posted for Austin, for San Antonio, going down I-35 out towards Del Rio. This is where actual air temperatures could climb as high as 110 degrees over the next few days. So everything that we talk about here will be actual air temperatures. Humidity will increase, and you're going to notice that, but it's the air temperatures that are going to be brutal. So through the overnight, Not as cool as it was last night. Temperatures still in the 60s, but we won't see low 60s and upper 50s. Instead, we'll be in the mid to upper 60s, with just a few clouds out there. That low starts to exit to the north and east. High pressure comes in and the heat arrives. We also start to see more humidity with an onshore flow in from the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to be a noticeable change in our forecast, and this just continues to build as we get into the middle of the week. In fact, Wednesday will be our hottest day of the week with tons of sunshine. So the dry air that's out there right now, that pleasant feeling weather, you can kiss that goodbye. That dry air retreats to the west. Humidity comes in from the Gulf of Mexico. That darker green indicates the higher levels of humidity. The higher the darker the green, the higher the humidity. That comes in tomorrow and sticks around for the week. So bottom line, the heat comes in tomorrow. This will stick with us all the way through the upcoming weekend. We're talking about extreme early season summertime heat, Texas heat. And so what do you need to do to prepare for it? Well, bottom line, limit your time outdoors, especially during the middle of the day. If you have to be outside, or if you're outside for any time at all, stay hydrated. And that doesn't mean reaching for a bottle of water when you start to feel thirsty, because once you start to feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. You have to pre-hydrate. So drinking probably 2 or 3 glasses or bottles of water in the morning before you even go out, and then staying on top of that as the day goes on. That's going to help your body cope with this heat significantly, because remember, when we get hot, when we get dehydrated, we start to slow down, we start to feel tired and lethargic. Staying on top of that water regimen is going to help you with this heat this week. Here are the future track temperatures. Again, actual air temperatures, not feels like numbers. Wednesday will be the worst day. 110 for Austin, 112 San Antonio, 109 out towards the U.S.-Mexico border in Del Rio, 98 for us here in the city. Check out Galveston, though, not participating. They'll only get to 80 degrees. So what gives? Well, remember, it's still May. And so water temperatures are still only in the 70s. We're not talking about August, water temperatures that are in the 90s, where Galveston is just as hot as everyone else. No, Galveston will be the place to be this week with those cool water temperatures. Check it out. As we get into tomorrow, we do 94 in the city, 97 in Spring, 99 for Conroe, 79 in Galveston, 20 degrees cooler with the influence of that sea breeze. Once it kicks in, it's going to keep most areas south of the city, south of the Southwest Freeway, probably in the upper 80s and upper 70s at the immediate coast. Then we get to Wednesday, our hottest day for the week. 103 for Conroe, 101 for Brenham and Huntsville, Livingston, 102. We'll do 98 in the city, again, 79 for Galveston. So again, we'll get to the low 80s in Galveston before that sea breeze kicks in, but then by the afternoons, the coastal spots will feel much, much better than areas farther inland. So the farther away from the water you are, the hotter it's going to be. And this will be record-breaking heat, by the way. So not only is this unusual, this will be record-setting for several days in a row. 95 tomorrow would break the record of 94 degrees. That record goes back to 1907. 98 then would destroy the record set on Wednesday and Thursday of 93 and 94, respectively. For tonight, again, not as cool as we've been the last few nights. Still comfortable, though. 67 for Jersey Village. We'll do 64 for Atascocita, 69 for Alameda, 65 for Tomball, 70 in LaPorte, 68 for Baytown, 76 Galveston. So a little bit warmer down towards the coast for the overnights. Again, because those water temperatures in the 70s, but away from the water, 64 Navasota, Livingston, and 65 in Huntsville. So again, not as cool, but comfortable. Tomorrow, these numbers are brutal. 96 for West Chase. Same for Hunters Creek Village, 97 in Copperfield and Aldine, 94 Pasadena, 96 for Dyersdale, 95 at Atascocita. Notice though, the farther away you are from the water, Jersey Village, Tomball, Cypress, Addicts, the hotter you are. Once you get towards Galveston Bay, only 88 for Seabrook, 92 for LaPorte, 90 in Baytown. I think we'll do 95 in downtown, 99 for Conroe, same for Navasota, 97 in Brenham, low 80s though in Galveston, 81 your high temperature. Not much to this forecast other than a lot of sunshine and a lot of heat. Humidity will keep those overnight temperatures extremely warm as well. So we go from overnights in the 60s to overnights in the mid-70s Wednesday and Thursday, and then morning temperatures in the upper 70s for Friday and Saturday, getting into Sunday as well. High temperatures peak again for Wednesday and Thursday at 98 degrees, and then we're in the mid-90s getting into the weekend and the start of next week. That's your forecast. Stay cool. We'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock.